Well, we have finally reached the final game of the 2025 regular season with Spearfish High School softball, and it's right here on KDSJ Sports from Keating Resources Sportsplex in Spearfish off of exit 17. It's the 2-13 Spearfish Lady Spartans battling the 5-10 Sioux Falls O'Gorman Lady Knights. Good afternoon from the Monument Health Orthopedic and Sports Medicine broadcast booth here at Keating Resources Sportsplex. Again, thank our friends at Monument Health for providing us with our broadcast booth throughout the sports season. It's the official sports medicine provider to several high schools in the Black Hills and Northeast Wyoming. It's our Jake's Collision Repair countdown to first pitch. The Black Hills home team for collision repairs at 4415 East Colorado Boulevard in Spearfish, and off of exit 32 Junction Avenue in Sturgis. Clayson Davis back in the broadcast booth with you guys, and also with us Paul James, giving us some more softball insight as he's done throughout the season following Spearfish High School softball. As, again, O'Gorman comes into this contest 5-10 on the season, just lost to Sturgis moments ago. Final score of 7-13. Spearfish had trouble versus Brandon Valley moments ago, losing that contest 17-0. And, Paul, what's your thoughts on this contest versus O'Gorman?
This O'Gorman team, and kind of surprising, and just talking and asking a couple of people, apparently does not have a JV program. I thought maybe they just didn't bring a JV program with them this weekend, but it's kind of sounding like they don't have a JV program, which is a bit surprising for a Sioux Falls school. If they don't, then everybody, of course, tries to make the varsity team, but it doesn't help when you're trying to feed from up below or from down below. But they're not tops when it comes to East River schools and Sioux Falls schools around Harrisburg and Brandon Valley and T and places like that. But they're not at the bottom of the echelon either. They kind of fall somewhere in the middle, the 10, 11, 12 spot. And so a team that Sturgis was able to handle a little bit ago, and now the Spartans sure would love to get a win here today and try to get themselves a little more solidified around the 16 or 15 spot in the power rankings and ensure that they do have a trip to the Sodak 16 coming up on Tuesday.
As O'Gorman enters today in the 11th spot, above Mitchell, right below Yankton, as Spearfish again in that 16 hole right now. In the last spot to make the Sodak 16 again on Tuesday. And we will dig deeper into both of these teams when we come back in 2 minutes with the rest of our pregame show. It's the Jake's Collision Repair countdown to first pitch between the Spearfish Lady Spartans and the Sioux Falls O'Gorman Lady Knights. We're back in 2 minutes to lay the foundation on KDSJ-TV.
Collision Repair has built their reputation by offering the highest quality, guaranteed repairs in the area. Satisfied customers return again and again for everything from collision repair to custom paint, glass and windshield, and the best hail repair in the region. They're preferred by most insurance companies and work with all of them. Jake's Collision Repair of Spearfish and Sturgis. Give them a Google today for the best repair on your vehicle, guaranteed.
Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine is everywhere you need us to be. On the sidelines, supporting our local athletes, at our clinic locations throughout the region, and at our Ortho Express walk-in clinic when you don't have time to wait. We're here when you need us, working as a team to make your comeback stronger than ever. Getting stronger, getting better, getting you back to your best self. The life of an athlete has its uncertainties, wins and losses, injury and recovery. In the Black Hills area, athletes can always count on Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, here for whatever moves you.
You see them everywhere. That's because Heinzerling Concrete of Spearfish is the most trusted name for everything from driveways, sidewalks, decorative stamp patios, and of course, foundations. Heinzerling Concrete is proud to support the activities that help our area youth build their foundation for future success. Whatever the job, Heinzerling Concrete is the name you can trust. Google Heinzerling Concrete in Spearfish or call 210-2320.
Beef Logic, Inc. is proud to sponsor South Dakota's high school and collegiate athletes this season as they work alongside their partners at the South Dakota Beef Industry Council to deliver the Build Your Base Sports Nutrition Program at local high schools and colleges around the state and the country. Are you looking for a simple, easy-to-follow program that can help you and your family optimize performance both on and off the field of play? Check out buildyourbase.org and learn why beef continues to be the premier protein for athletic performance and recovery.
It's our Jake's Collision Repair countdown to first pitch between Spearfish and Sioux Falls O'Gorman, as Spearfish just finished up moments ago, and instead of laying the foundation, I think we're going to go ahead and go over to our Dana Dental Arts starting lineups, being brought to you by Dana Dental Arts and Spearfish. Let our family care for your family. And say we give it over to our PA announcer, or do you want to go ahead and do it, Paul?
I can run them down I got here, and we can start with the Sioux Falls O'Gorman Knights. Here's the way they're going to go. They're going to lead off with their center fielder, Kinsley Sheridan. Batting second is going to be their third baseman. That is going to be Veda Ellerbush. Batting third is their designated player, Mary Cook. Batting fourth is their second baseman, Ryan Winterbearer. Along with batting fifth is their catcher, Lucy Capel. Batting sixth is their right fielder, Maddie James. Batting seventh is their shortstop, Allie Henson. Batting eighth is their first baseman, Zoe Bathke. And batting ninth is their left fielder, Ellie Van Weil. And the flex player for the O'Gorman Knights playing in the field to be Kenzie Koenig. And that's who is doing the batting. And the batting order for the O'Gorman Knights looks like their coach is, if this is correct, Ryan Soka. And that is your Sioux Falls O'Gorman Knights starting lineup. And then on the other side, for the Spearfish Spartans, they're going to go in this game exactly the way they went in game number one. As we can see them on camera right now, Liv Johnson is catching, and she is starting as the catcher. It's going to be Emmy Johnson, her sister, batting second. She is doing the pitching today. And along with that is the second baseman, Venora Carlson, as she comes into the pitcher. Batting then fourth is Skylar Wiesman. She's playing third. Batting fifth is the designated player, Amy Rod Couture. Batting sixth is Danica Brown. She's the shortstop. Batting seventh is Jaden Wenzel. She's playing in left field. Batting then eighth is Maya Hiding. She's the center fielder. And playing in right field is Caitlin Lyon. Batting ninth, Abby Fireeisen, the flex player, playing at first base for the Spartans. Belle Lubkin, head coach for the Spartans, and this is the last regular season game of the year. Both teams line up on the baseline, but they go back to the dugouts because we already did the national anthem earlier.
So we're just going to jump right into the action.
We are.
Quickly, we'll look at the Sioux Falls O'Gorman Lady Knights on their season. Started off with a loss to Sioux Falls Roosevelt and Sioux Falls Lincoln. Their first win of the season came at Jefferson, who's one of those top teams in the state, 4-1. Then they beat T Area, lost to Harrisburg before beating Mitchell, and then went on a 3-game losing streak, losing to Washington, Brandon Valley, and Brookings. Beat Yankton 13-0 to start off the month of May. Then lost to Brandon Valley, smoked Pierre 10-0, and then a close loss to Aberdeen Central, who's the 17th team in the rankings out of 17 teams.
That was surprising.
Then they lost to Stevens, gave them a run for their money earlier yesterday, but lost 8-12, and then lost moments ago to Sturgis 7-13, and they will wrap up the regular season right here versus Spearfish inside of Keating Resources Sportsplex in Spearfish. As that game versus Sturgis, quick little recap of that just moments ago here earlier today. O'Gorman and Winterboer led the way for the Knights with 3 runs batted in. Second baseman went 1 for 4 on the day. Kinsley Sheridan led O'Gorman with 2 hits at 4 at-bats for the Sioux Falls O'Gorman Knights. Cook started in the circle for the Knights in that contest versus Sturgis. She gave up 15 hits and 13 runs, 10 earned, and pitched over 5 2/3 innings, striking out 2 and then walking 1. As O'Gorman on the contest, they had 8 hits and 7 runs. Koenig came in to relieve Maya Cook. So that's how we look at the Sioux Falls O'Gorman Lady Knights. We'll talk about the Spearfish Spartans later on this broadcast, but we got a softball game to do. Thank you for joining us on KDSJ-TV on YouTube and on Facebook. Amy Johnson, starting pitcher, starts off with a strike.
One down at the knees, maybe a little below it. Got a good call there by the umpire, so starts ahead in the count.
Amy Johnson played left field last contest, now starts in the circle, throws a ball for a 1-1 count. Had 2 home runs versus Sioux Falls Roosevelt last night on KDSJ Sports. Now here's a drive, clear out toward right field. It's going to go back to the right fielder, and it's just going to be caught. I did not see.
Behind the dugout over there, huh?
Yeah, I couldn't quite see. That was
Caitlin Lyon. Yep, she came up, looked pretty comfortable. Had that one measured the whole way, so a sort of soft liner out to right for the first out of the inning. So good start for Johnson and the rest of the Spartans here in their last regular season softball game of the 2025 high school year.
I'm starting to understand why O'Gorman doesn't have a JV team. Very, very young, as now we see Chopper over to second, goes quickly to Fire Eisen at first, and that's quick out number 2 for the Spartans, as that was Veda Ellerbush, the freshman.
Yeah.
With the second out.
There's a smattering of some seniors. I see 3 on the roster.
But we see freshman, 8th grader, 8th grader, 3 more freshmen, 2 more 8th graders.
Wow. Yeah, so pretty young for O'Gorman. And
1 junior and 4 sophomores.
Kind of reminiscent of Spearfish. That's a drive, big drive. And
clear out toward.
Gone.
Clear out toward left center, and that one, yeah, out of the ballpark for a single home run for Mary Cook. Called her Maya earlier. Yep. Mary Cook, the senior pitcher, drills that one out of the ballpark.
Yeah, you see that one just right into the swing, and I mean, there was no doubt about that one. That one over the left field fence, and all Wenzel could do is turn and look at that one.
And Spearfish we saw yesterday, and as we're might be starting to see today, with 2 outs in the inning, Spearfish has had a hard time closing out innings on defense.
It's just, why can't we get that one fortunate break when there's 2 outs to keep the score at 0 or to keep the score at 1 rather than at 4.
Ryan Winterbauer now.
It's over our heads.
That one falls behind the Monument Health Orthopedic and Sports Medicine broadcast booth for a foul ball. 1-1 count to Winterbauer. Catcher and third baseman for the Lady Knights. 5-10 on the season.
That's a strike.
A good-looking pitch by Johnson.
If you're going to get that call, that's great, but you got to at sometimes follow that up with an inside pitch, and you don't want them to get leaning out there too far. And now just not enough time to get it over to first, as Brown was able to pick it up, but just not enough time. Infield hit is what that'll be. So if you're going to get that call on the outside corner, great, but you got to show them that you're not constantly going to go there, because if they start leaning out over the plate, they're just ready for it. So you got to be able to pitch to other parts of the plate too, and then eventually come back to it to make that more effective.
We're going to go to Lacey Capel now. Lucy Capel, freshman, infielder / catcher. Starts off with a ball. 2 hits for O'Gorman here at the top of the first after 2 quick outs. High and outside for ball 2. So now 2-0 count to Capel. Capel up to bat. Jones, Hermson to follow. 2-0 count. Capel drills that one clear out toward right. Not going to have the distance, and there to make the catch again is Kate Lyon.
Yep, Caitlin Lyon right there, right place, right time. So the Spartans do get out of the inning with just 1 on the board as they get to come to bat now and see what they can do against Sioux Falls O'Gorman. It's KDSJ-TV's coverage of South Dakota High School softball. Game 2 on the day. Spearfish coming to bat, trailing 1-0. We're back in 1 minute.
No matter what life throws in your direction, Dana Dental Arts and Spearfish reminds you to make you and your family's dental health a top priority. Putting off small problems now can lead to big ones later. We are small enough to feel like family, but big enough to bring you the latest technology. Before your lives get too hectic with school, sports, and other extracurricular activities, schedule a comprehensive exam now. We love our patients. Celebrating 50 years of dentistry in Spearfish.
Let our family care for your family.
Whether you've lived here for years or if you're new to town, everyone wants to know the best place to buy a quality pre-owned car, truck, and SUV, or where to go to have your current ride kept in shape. Brandon Kemp here from Superior Auto Solutions in Spearfish. Need new tires? We got them, all major brands. Your brakes squeaking, or do you just hear something that's not quite right? We can help. Or maybe you're looking to upgrade to something a little more suitable. Well, you came to the right place. Superior Auto Solutions on Colorado Boulevard in Spearfish, or find us online at superiorautost.com.
Make eating.
Two hits, one of them being a home run by Mary Cook for the Sioux Falls O'Gorman Knights. They take a 1-0 lead here after the top of the first inning. Starting pitcher, it's going to be Kenzie Koenig for Sioux Falls O'Gorman. The 8th grader starts in the circle, as Spearfish will lead things off with Liv Johnson, followed by her sister Emmy Johnson, Venora Carlson, Skylar Wiesman, the first 4 to go from the batting box for Spearfish in the last regular season game for both of these teams here on a pretty cool and nice Friday afternoon.
Well, it's more enjoyable today simply because that wind yesterday, it wasn't like it was a 30-mile-an-hour wind, but it was stiff and it was cold. Today, not too much of a breeze at all.
So here's Liv Johnson, leadoff hitter for Spearfish, and she chops that one down towards shortstop. Throw the first is going to be there in time for quick out number 1 for Spearfish.
So Liv able to get the bat on the ball, as we see, and the shortstop come across throwing. Just not able to put the ball in a spot where nobody can get to it here her last several at-bats. So she's been 0 for a while now. Emmy gets a try at it.
Emmy Johnson, starting pitcher. Starts off with the ball. Emmy nailed 2 home runs in the later parts of that Sioux Falls Roosevelt contest yesterday.
Kept the Spartans in that game.
Now this is her first at-bat versus Sioux Falls O'Gorman. Here's the throw, and kind of a early swing that tipped off the edge of the bat for a foul.
Yep, kind of cue-balled that one, almost like a pool stick shooting at a cue ball there, just right off the end of the bat.
1-1 count. Koenig. This one, a bounce pass towards her catcher.
Wrong sport for that, those bounce passes.
2-1 count to Johnson. Carlson, Wiesman to follow. Johnson, now a chopper towards shortstop, is there. Johnson doesn't quite have the speed to beat the throw. And Liv Johnson hit one to shortstop, thrown over to first for the out. Emmy Johnson hit over to shortstop, thrown over to first for the out.
And maybe you made the point, the pitcher, Kenzie Koenig, just an 8th grader. You can see smaller in stature. You can tell she's a little bit younger, not as tall and strong as some of the other girls. Now another one to short. Is that going to be in time? And they say yes.
Just in time.
Wow, so three to short.
Just feel like I just watched 3 straight replays.
Yep, as we take a look at this one here as Carlson swings and chops one over towards short. And the shortstop didn't field it incredibly cleanly, but the throw there just ahead of time. And so the Spartans go down 1-2-3 in their bottom half of the first. We're going to come back with the top of 2. O'Gorman leading Spearfish 1-0. South Dakota High School softball. Last game of the regular season. More coming up after this.
Easy with Tropical Smoothie Cafe in Spearfish. Just because you're in a hurry doesn't mean you can't eat better. Made to order smoothies, wraps, sandwiches, and flatbreads that instantly boost your mood. All with delivery available. Plus, check out all the different flavors of smoothie bowls, salads, and even breakfast items. Located off I-90 exit 14 on Platinum Drive, just down the hill from the Holiday Inn. Eat well, live well at Tropical Smoothie Cafe in Spearfish.
So after one complete inning, 1-0 O'Gorman over Spearfish inside of Keating Resources Sportsplex in Spearfish. Here on KDSJ-TV. O'Gorman back up to bat. Number 24, Maddie Jones, the sophomore right fielder, starts off with a strike thrown by Emmy Johnson in her second inning of action.
Ooh, close pitch on that one. A little bit high for Emmy. Ball and a strike.
Emmy Johnson, freshman. Here's a hit that just rolls over to second as Venora Carlson and Abby Fireeisen combining on the out.
Easy play by Carlson as the Spartans need those. And now back at it with another slow roller out to the pitcher, and the throw to first, another easy one.
This game might be 30 minutes at this point. That was Allie Hermsen, senior. Slow roller straight back to Emmy Johnson, who throws it to first for quick out number 2.
Now Zoe Bathke, a sophomore.
Infielder slash catcher. Just a bit outside for ball 1.
Bathke's first time up, not quite through the lineup the first time in the O'Gorman Knights.
You have Babke, and then we'll have Ellie Van Wyde. Here's a drive that goes in between short and third for a base hit.
Yep, base hit into left there is just out of the reach of Danica Brown as she kind of laid out for that one, but just got under her glove and out into left field.
So here's Allie Van Wyde. Spearfish again with 2 outs. Can they close out an inning?
There's a strike. Number 9 hitter in the order. 3 hits on the board for O'Gorman at this point. Ooh, bad pitch there by Johnson, goes way outside and hits the backstop. And the runner on down to second.
So after that pitch got away from Emmy Johnson. It's now a 1-1 count to Van Wyne.
There's a strike.
Good looking strike. 1-2 count. Can Johnson shut the door on O'Gorman? Runner in scoring position at second.
Really got to get out of this one here without giving up that run, and now steers one a little bit low, and it's going to be 2-2. It's whether it's been Johnson, Tennant, or Sitzman, it's kind of been equal duty, it seems like, throughout the season. Now there's a swing and a foul back. Nobody really kind of, so to speak, stepping forward to be the dominant pitcher of the 3. We've seen all of them have some luck here and there. Tennant kind of did the lion's share at the beginning of the season. And now the ball skips away from Johnson. A short pitch there out of the hands of Emmy Johnson. So the runner on down to third.
It's also ball 3.
So one nice pitch here, one good pitch to get out of the inning.
Sheridan and Ellerbush to follow.
There it is.
Swing and a miss, strike 3.
So what the Spartans needed was one good pitch. They got one good pitch out of the hand of their pitcher, Emmy Johnson, and they are able to put a 0 up on the board as the Spartans now will come to bat in the bottom of the second. It is 1-0 still with O'Gorman leading the Spartans. We'll take a little break. KDSJ coverage, more of it, of South Dakota High School softball on Facebook Live and on YouTube. We're back after this.
Come with me now.
Quality food at a fair price. That's what you expect, and that's what you'll get at the Millstone Family Restaurant in Spearfish. Perfect for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, or to grab a bite to eat before or after the game. Choose from daily specials, and a trip to the fresh soup and salad bar is always a hit. Plus, the Millstone can accommodate larger groups, like buses or your next meeting in their private party room. So, if it's just you and a friend or the whole team, get a great meal at a great price. The Millstone Family Restaurant in Spearfish.
In what one would argue probably the best defensive inning Spearfish has had this entire week. Bottom of the second inning, 1-0 lead for Sioux Falls O'Gorman. Skylar Wiesman lead things off for Spearfish. Here's a pop out that will be caught against the net for quick out number 1.
Yep, as Wiesman just got underneath that one and it shot straight up. I don't know if we got that one. We'll see as the catcher comes right back, so it's hard to tell. Looks like it dropped right into the glove. So again, the Spartans didn't get any luck there when it came to, you know, having that one tap the fence before it went into the glove of the catcher. So one quick out.
This is Amy Rod Couture, designated player. Here's a drive out towards right. It will also not have the mustard on it.
Nope.
Quick out number 2.
It seemed like the ball carrying and like it did yesterday in a lot of instances. Rod Couture gives it a little bit of a ride, but not enough.
At the plate for the Spartans, number 9, Danica Brown.
Now we're going to go to Danica Brown.
At this point, the Spartans going in order. 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 outs in a row. And
Here's
that's a
Brown with a drive too far into left field and fouled.
but deceiving sometimes on the sound there. Sounded like good contact, but really didn't have a lot of speed as it fouled off to the left. Now that one low.
Second inning of action for Kenzie Koenig, the 8th grade pitcher. It's another low and inside ball for a 2-1 count to Danica Brown. Spearfish has been able to make contact with the ball, just not have a lot of velocity behind it. This one drives out towards center, and center's not going to make it, and that's going to clear the fence.
It is indeed. Danica Brown, another home run. She's got a couple now on the season, as she was able to get enough behind that one to make it over the field, over the fence, and just left of center, and dropped it over the fence as we see the center fielder for the O'Gorman Knights put her hand to her head. Sheridan looked at that one and was like, oh, man, that barely made it over. But it did. Now it ties the game.
Spearfish, first hit of the game, and it goes yard for Danica Brown, and now it's a tied at 1 apiece on the Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard. It's going to bring up Wenzel, the center fielder. Nope, excuse me, the left fielder for Spearfish.
Jaden, one of the seniors on the team.
She saw her senior teammate hit a home run.
There's a strike.
The wind's starting to pick up, and I'm not a fan of it.
Yeah, little breeze. Those hardy souls here in the Black Hills, quite a few with shorts on today, but now there's a swing and a foul ball. Seeing some people busting out their coats.
Still has nothing compared to yesterday.
Yeah, there was a bite.
Yesterday, the wind kind of bit.
There was a bite on that breeze yesterday.
1-1 count. No, excuse me, 0-2 count.
And strike three. And that's going to be the third out of the inning, but the Spartans do strike back. They're able to get the long ball going. Danica Brown punched one over the field and left center, and we take a look at that on the Tropical Smoothie Cafe replay as we look at a pop-up.
Wrong one.
Here it is, out there to left center. Spartans tie it. We're going to go to the top of the third, one apiece. Back after this on KDSJ-TV Sports.
American Colloid, a minerals technologies company, is not only part of the community we live in, they are the community. Bentonite clay, mined right here in our own backyard near Belle Fourche in Colony, Wyoming, provides a contributing factor to this area's economic success. This unique product has a huge range of uses, from the main component in cat litter to health and beauty products, pharmaceuticals, and more. It's all produced right here in all of our community. American Colloid Company, working together, winning together.
For over 10 years, Allied Construction has been a trusted name in the Black Hills, providing top-quality construction services to our local community. We take pride in being a local business with deep roots in the area. With an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau, you can trust us to deliver exceptional results on every project. Our team is dedicated to providing personalized service, ensuring your project gets the attention and expertise it deserves.
Check out their website today. Click alliedconstruction.com or find them on Facebook.
As we're back in action in Spearfish, Sioux Falls O'Gorman with Sheridan. The shot over toward Emmy Johnson. Johnson able to recover, throw it to first for the out.
Kind of a slap hit attempt there. And now we're going to promptly have a base hit into center field. The next batter up.
So now the bats are starting to come alive for both teams.
That was a solid hit into center field, just over the infield, dropping it in front of the center fielder. Everybody's got to play somewhat deep here because of how far some of the balls have been hit today, it seems like. So there's a strike as kind of a bluff towards second on a steal, but the runner stays put.
That was Veda Ellerbush who had that single. This is Mary Cook. Hits that one towards short to second. It's not there in time, and that's going to be a single for Cook, who's now 2 for 2 on the day.
You could see, looked like Brown was motioning towards second, maybe worried the runner was going to steal, so she had to put the brakes on, go back and field the ball, and then try to go to second, but it was just simply too late. That's a pop-up.
High towards second, and Venora Carlson's there for the second out.
So that's a good pickup by Carlson there for the second out. So runners on first and second, but 2 out. So we'll see if the Spartans can somehow hang a 0 on the scoreboard.
That was Ryan Winterboer with the pop out. Brings up the catcher, Lucy Capel. Capel starts off with a strike.
She's 0 for 1 on the day.
Top the third inning. 1 apiece here in Spearfish. Here's a shot that goes out toward left. Wenzel put her arm into it, doesn't have the mustard in time. That's going to score 1 run for Sioux Falls O'Gorman, who retakes the lead now 2-1.
Yep, Ellerbush scoring from second on that solid single to left, and just nowhere near enough time for Wenzel to throw it into home or to even attempt to get the runner there. So she opts instead to go to third and keep the runner back there at second.
Sonia Deckert will run for Capel, sitting at first base. Now here's Maddie Jones, sophomore, who drills that one out towards right. It's going to be another base hit, and O'Gorman going to be able to score again. But we'll be there with the tag. Yep, there's an out.
Yep, on the base pass as the Spartans alertly pay attention to the runner at third after the drive to right field. So it's Lyon in right field that decides to come in. She puts a little something on her throw and goes all the way to the catcher. And then that caught the runner leading off a little too far, as then Johnson throws it back to Wiesman and gets the out right there.
It is going to add one more run for Gorman, so now they lead 3-0, but
3-1.
3-1, that is. But now Spearfish able to get the out and get back to swinging the bat. And we're going to go ahead and actually keep it right here and look at today's matchup menu being brought to you by South Dakota Beef Logic. So let's see what else is going on across the state. Of course, Class B state tournament is next week.
The Class B baseball tournament next week, yep.
Class A tournament is happening this week.
Yep, that's going on in Sioux Falls.
Sturgis beat O'Gorman earlier today, 13-7. Brandon Valley took care of Spearfish, 17-0. Spearfish and O'Gorman doing battle now. Sturgis is taking on Brandon Valley. So Brandon Valley and O'Gorman swapped opponents from this morning. Rapid City Stevens taking on Sioux Falls Washington and Sioux Falls Roosevelt today as well.
Harrisburg beat Watertown earlier in the Class A playoffs in the state tournament 7-2. Game number 2, Jefferson and Yankton going on now. Stevens will play later today against Lincoln.
It's a foul ball toward the first base dugout, as leading things off for Spearfish will be Maya Hiding, center fielder.
Maya actually had a really good year last year playing on this varsity team. Hit the ball quite a bit last year, found a role playing out in the outfield, and came in, say, full-time about halfway through the season, and hasn't quite had the success hitting this year as I feel like she had last year, but lately has been hitting the ball a little better. Now she pops one up here in the infield, and that's right to the shortstop. So an easy catch for the out.
As the wind starts to pick up a little bit here, not enough wind to deter the shortstop Hermsen from making the play. Now we're going to go to the bottom of the batting order for Spearfish. Here's Kate Lyon, the right fielder, who's already made a few plays on defense.
First pitch of ball is a borderline pitch, as the Spartans try to figure out how to get some base runners here. Right now, here's Lyon now popping one up, and is that going to be a easy or a tough play? It drops. It drops for Lyon, and of course I missed that one as well too. So
right in the middle of that Bermuda triangle of shortstop, second, and center.
As you can see the shortstop going out, and I zoomed in on the wrong player. The ball dropped then behind shortstop and in front of center field. So Caitlin Lyon able to get in there and finally get a base runner for the Spartans. As up to that point, not much cooking for hitting.
That was just the second hit.
Yeah. So it was the home run, and now that hit.
Now we're back to the top of the order. Liv Johnson pops that one high into the sky.
And that's caught.
The catcher again, Spearfish, not able to get the bat behind the ball, and now Liv Johnson is caught out by the catcher.
Just having trouble lining it up against the 8th grade pitcher, Kinsey Koenig. Kinsey having some pretty good luck here. She certainly is not overpowering, doesn't have a lot of speed with her pitching, but she's pitching good enough to keep the Spartans from really squaring it up. Sometimes when you see that, what you see is you have some trouble in the first time through the lineup, and then after that you can make an adjustment because you're used to seeing what she's throwing. And that one there hit pretty hard, but gobbled up by the shortstop. High throw pulled her off, and that ball ends up in the dugout. And so that's going to stop Caitlin Lyon at third. She can only advance 2 bases. Likewise for Emmy Johnson. So Emmy's at second.
It's going to go for another hit, though, for Spearfish. Now with 2 runners in scoring position, it's going to bring up Venora Carlson, the second baseman.
So
see if she can get a run home as O'Gorman, after putting 2 runs on in the top of the third inning, see if Spearfish can respond.
So runners on second and third. Venora try to line something up here.
Here's a shot towards second. It's going to be there in time. Throw to first, beats the runners, and Spearfish will be caught out with 2 left on base in scoring position, and Spearfish nothing here at the bottom of the third inning.
Yep, they squander an opportunity, and 3-1 the score. O'Gorman maintains that lead as we head to the top of the fourth. We'll take a break. More high school softball action with Spearfish and Sioux Falls O'Gorman up after this on KDSJ-TV.
Just got a quote from a company and are now being billed for not choosing them. Many contracts have what's referred to as a contingency agreement. These typically state that if you don't go with them, you, after insurance has approved the repair work, will be charged a percentage of the job they quoted. Ask up front if they charge to provide an estimate. Never sign anything that you haven't fully read or understand. If you have any questions, reach out to the South Dakota Office of Attorney General's Consumer Protection Division at 800-300-1986.
Vehicles today are complicated and expensive. The professionals at Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram in Spearfish are here to guide you through everything automotive. From cars, trucks, and SUVs to parts and repairs, Junix takes the confusion out of automobile ownership. Enjoy the ride with Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram. Family owned since 1931 on West Jackson in Spearfish.
Top the fourth innings. O'Gorman leading Spearfish 3-1 on the Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard. Clayson Davis and Paul James bringing you high school softball, the final game of the regular season for both of these teams on KDSJ-TV. Hermson will be the leadoff hitter for the Knights. Starts off with the ball and now looks at a strike.
She's 0 for 1. Emmy Johnson's thrown 36 pitches at this point. Ooh, bad one.
Hermson, the 7th batter in the rotation. Two-one count. Zoe Bathke to follow.
6 hits on the board for O'Gorman, 2 on the board for Spearfish. O'Gorman's got an error in their error column.
3-1 count. It's going to be a low ball. Batter checked up at the last moment, and that's going to be a walk, and Hermson will stroll on over to first.
So runner on first for the O'Gorman Knights. Those walks come back to kill you at times.
Here's Zoe Bathke.
There's a strike.
Starts off with a strike. O'Gorman 6 hits on 3 runs. Spearfish just 2 hits. One of them being a home run by Danica Brown.
And now the quick snap throw down to first is not quite there in time as the runner jumps back.
One ball, 1 strike for Bathke, who's 1 for 1.
A little bit high.
So now a 2-1 count.
There's a good pitch right down at the knees or right below. And that's where the consistency and the control comes into play. I personally don't know how they can throw it in the right direction, the way you have to throw a fast pitch, but we've seen a lot of players, a lot of pitchers that are able to amazingly be accurate. And if you can be accurate at all, you're a pretty good pitcher. Despite the fact the ball got by the catcher, the runner stayed put at first. And now ball. Now she gets to go anyway. It's ball 4. So runners on first and second for the Knights now.
It's going to bring up the cleanup hitter, Ellie Van Wine. Outfielder freshman. She is 0 for 1 on the contest. Still no outs for Gorman at the top of the 4th, leading 3-1. She's going to
bunt.
Whoa.
And in time, I believe, did the Spartans get that one or no? They did not. Not in time over at first. So it looked like Johnson thought about going over to third, but just not enough time. And we'll see. The Spartans do not ask to have that talked about, so they just accept that they did not get the out in time at first. So now the base is loaded with nobody out.
And that is going to be the leadoff hitter, Kenley Sheridan, who is 0 for 2. Starts off with the strike. Again, bases are now loaded with no outs for Emmy Johnson and crew.
There's a base hit.
Going to go clear back toward left center, scoring 1 run, scoring 2 runs, and O'Gorman now starting to extend their lead, leading now 5-1.
Yeah, just some walks, and then don't record an out on a bunt, and then there comes the hit, and then it just unfolds so quickly.
Also with runners on second and third, no outs. Now here's a shot that goes straight up in the sky and out of the ballpark for a foul ball, as this is the second hitter, Veda Ellerbush, who is 1 for 2.
She scored a run as well.
Spearfish still trying to record their first out. Ellerbush down on the count, 0-1. Now here's a shot out towards center. It's going to be a base hit against the back. It's going to score 1 run for O'Gorman, and I believe that's going to be two runs scored. So a 2-run RBI single for Veda Ellerbush. And now O'Gorman adding on to their lead right away, 7-1.
Again, the Spartans not able to get anything going against the 8th grade pitcher for O'Gorman. Now a quick throw down to first is not in time. The runner gets back. But now in their own right on defense, not able to make a few plays, and it lets the inning get out of hand so quickly.
Here's Mary Cook. Throw to second is not going to be in time, as Ellerbush able to make it up to second now. .3-0 count now to Mary Cook. Had a home run in the first inning.
The no-doubter.
And they're going to make her just let her walk.
Did they opt to walk her there? They must have. I don't know, I guess, why you would do that. Maybe worried about that home run ball. Now you got to force it all 3 bases.
Outside for ball 1 for Emmy Johnson. O'Gorman, 4 runs scored here at the top of the 4th inning. It was 3-1 at the beginning of the inning, and then O'Gorman's bats really lit up. Here's a swing and a miss for strike 1. As this is Ryan Winterbauer. 1-1 count. There's another ball for 2-1. Here's a shot that goes out towards center, not going to have the distance, and center fielder Maya Hiding able to make the play, and that's the first out of the inning.
Only the first out for the Spartans, as they finally do record an out, however, and they keep the runners put at first and second. So that's, unfortunately, that for the Spartans should be 2 outs of the inning at least.
Now here's Macy Capel, starts off with a strike. Against the final regular season contest for both of these teams for the Sodak 16 next week. Here's a shot out toward left center, and it's out of there.
That is a 3-run home run for the Knights. Now they push the lead to 10-1. Just right into that swing, and a good solid swing. Sends that one, kind of a semi-low line drive, long enough though, drove it out of the park.
So Spearfish, after starting off the top of the inning down by 2, they now trail by 9 after that 3-run bases clearing homer.
And it's going to be Taylor Tennant that's back in the circle for the Spartans, as she'll take her warm-up pitches. We'll take a break, and we'll be back with more. We're in the top of the 4th, 10-1. O'Gorman on top of Spearfish. We're back after this on KDSJ-TV.
Whatever the weather, Wolf's Plumbing and Heating keeps you in the comfort zone with expert heating and air conditioning repair or replacement from American Standard Mitsubishi. For over 70 years, Wolf's Plumbing and Heating has delivered quality service to the Northern Hills and Northeast Wyoming. When you need timely, expert service for heating, cooling, or plumbing, call 605-642-5755 or search Wolf's Plumbing and Heating and stay in the comfort zone.
Fisher Sand and Gravel of Spearfish supports community and school athletics. Plus, they support community development with services in and around the Black Hills. Fisher is an aggregate company headquartered in Spearfish with 2 local commercial quarries in Beulah and Newcastle, Wyoming. They sell all sizes of aggregates for commercial and individual projects, from a pickup load to thousands of ton. Whatever you need, Fisher Sand and Gravel, proud supporter of all community, college, and high school athletics. Good luck to all teams and athletes competing in today's game.
Shot out toward right is caught.
Caitlin Lyon running that one down
for out number 2.
See that one driven, swinging late, going to right, and you see Tennant jump as she sees the ball caught by Lyon. Now we see it off the bat.
The second out for Spearfish.
Kind of over there behind the dugout. Lyon hauled it in.
10-0, Taylor Tennant. She started game 1 versus Brandon Valley, now in relief of Emmy Johnson.
Ball and a strike on the board. And now the pitch low.
This is Allie Hermsen.
She's 1 for 1. Nope, 0 for 1. She did reach, though, and she did score a run. As Allie walked once, that's how she got on base.
Our stats are not updating. They still say Mary Cook is batting, and they still say it's 10-1.
Oh, I see.
I mean, still say it's 7-1.
7-1, yeah. Could be a situation with the dead battery down there where they keep the stats, or you lose the signal sometimes, but yep, I see that.
Full count now to Allie Hermsen, and ball 4 will make her walk.
So right back at it, O'Gorman with a runner on first and trying to get something cooking again here with 2 outs in the inning.
Next we'll have the number 10 for O'Gorman, Zoe Bathke.
Okay, so we're going to have a pinch runner here.
As running for Hermsen is 36. Lindsay Gammeter, another 8th grader.
Another 8th grader out there. Now there's a drive to center.
Back against the wall, and what a catch.
Did she make that catch?
She made that catch.
Oh my.
Holy cow.
There's stealing a home run. That's the second one Maya's stolen in 2 days out there. So fantastic job by Maya. Sometimes you just can't care or don't care where the fence is. As we look at this one on the Tropical Smoothie replay, look at it reaching up and leaning into the fence. You can see the ball in her glove. So great job there by Maya, saving another couple of runs off the board. Still 10-1, still O'Gorman leading Spearfish as Spearfish comes to bat, bottom of the 4th. We're back after this on KDSJ-TV.
For nearly 50 years, Low Roofing Incorporated has been the trusted name in commercial roofing across western South Dakota and eastern Wyoming. Family owned and operated since 1975, they bring quality craftsmanship and reliable service to every project, big or small. From repairs to new installations, Low Roofing Incorporated covers it all. Protect your business with the experts who care and products that last. Call 1-800-658-4543. Low Roofing Incorporated, building a legacy of trust, one roof at a time.
This year.
Back we are here at the Keating Resources Sportsplex in Spearfish. Great catch by Maya Hiding to stick with it, make the catch out in center field to save a home run, save some runs off the board. As the Spartans come back to back, Skylar Wiesman is batting, and first pitch to her is high for a ball. Spartans really got to get to work on offense. Got to try to figure out the pitching of Kinsey Koenig. Now another one high. It's 2-0.
As O'Gorman put on 7 runs at the top of the 4th inning.
There's a strike into Wiesman as she just let that one go. 2-1 now. As Spartans have yet to really touch Koenig. There's a ball a little bit high and outside. Looks like she is throwing some pretty, what's the word I'm looking for? Confusing pitches?
It's just hard to figure out.
Yep, there's one up the middle though, as Wiesman able to get a base hit to center field. So Wiesman gets in the hit column.
It's a good way to start off the inning for Spearfish. Again, trailing by 9 at the bottom of the 4th inning, 10-1.
And that one straight up the middle. And that's going to bring Amy Rod Couture. And it's going to be Chloe Wiswell that's going to run for Wiesman. So, this looks like a lot of changeup stuff that with a different weird spin that Koenig is throwing. And if you can't get you let the arm speed kind of fool you. The arm speed comes through and you think that pitch should be coming out faster. And that one there not hit very well and hit to second, throw to first, not in time as Rod Couture able to make it down to first in time to beat out the double play. So Wiswell thrown out the lead runner at second. And now it's going to bring up Danica Brown.
Brown, last at bat, home run that just eclipses the fence. See if she can add another one. It's the only run for Spearfish so far, and Brown starts off the strike.
Yeah, Brown able to get a good swing on one of those pitches from Koenig. Nobody else has really lined it up too well, and that's another one that is barely touched, fouled off at home plate.
It's now 0-2 to Brown.
0-2 count to Brown.
Here's the throw, and it's a chopper that splits between a short and second back to left field. Not hit super hard, but still splits between short and third, and Brown 2 for 2 on the day.
Yep. So she's able to solve it as she got the bat out there, kind of picked it up out in front of home plate and able to pull it. Here comes Taylor Tennant. She's back in the pitcher spot. And first pitch is a strike. As the Spartans got first and second with 1 out. Need the hit here.
Absolutely. As Tennant's first at bat.
And now going to third, and that's going to be an out.
As Rod Couture tried it and might have went a little prematurely.
Yep.
And then by the time Shorty left base, she was already committed and
yep,
couldn't quite get there in time, and that's going to be out number 2.
Pretty rough. Can't be committing outs on the base pass when you're down by 9. So trying to get an extra base there was Rod Couture, but to no avail.
2 balls, 1 strike, and that's going to be strike 2 for Taylor Tennant.
Kind of way out in front of that one there as she maybe got a little bit fooled by the speed of the pitch. I don't know that Koenig is really throwing many fastballs at all. That one gets up into center field, and now we should probably see Brown score, and she does. Now the throw to second, not in time, as getting in there safely is Tennant. So she was able to get enough of the bat on it, pound it right up through the middle. You can see it get by the shortstop there, and then Brown comes around from third to score, put the second run of the game up on the board for the Spartans, and Tennant just in ahead of the throw at second. And now swing and a miss by Maya Heiding.
So now Spearfish with 2 outs, able to add 1 more run, cutting that lead down to 8.
We hear the whistle of the wind again today, similar to what it was yesterday. And now swing and a miss by Heiding. Just kind of vast amounts of trouble here by the Spartans to figure out the arm motion and the speed at which Koenig is throwing. If Koenig can develop as she gets older into throwing a fastball, she'll be deadly, because she's got him fooled right now on some of her off-speed stuff. And that one over to third. Throw to first is out. And so the Spartans get 1, and that's all in the bottom of the 4th inning. Trailing 10-8 to Sioux Falls O'Gorman, going to top of 5. It'll go 7 as long as there's no 10-run rule, and we'll be back after this on KDSJ-TV.
50th anniversary of Pillin Optical. Since 1974, Pillin has dedicated its business to serving the community with quality eye care at a great price. The inventory has grown, giving you the widest selection of frames while maintaining the best prices for your family eye care needs. Your family is special, and Pillin Optical wants you to enjoy every minute clearly with them. After all, at Pillin Optical, quality eye care and customer service is the most important thing next to your sight. Pillin Optical, family owned for 50 years, 409 Kansas City Street.
Jake's Collision Repair has built their reputation by offering the highest quality, guaranteed repairs in the area. Satisfied customers return again and again for everything from collision repair to custom paint, glass and windshield, and the best hail repair in the region. They're preferred by most insurance companies and work with all of them. Jake's Collision Repair of Spearfish and Sturgis. Give them a Google today for the best repair on your vehicle, guaranteed.
Back we are at the Keating Resources Sportsplex in Spearfish, as Taylor Tennant out there for another inning of work. Spartans trailing 10-2 here. We're in the top of the 5th. Paul James, Clayson Davis with you here this afternoon. Game number 2, last regular season game of the year, and it looks like we had a timeout called. So no pitch here. Not sure why the timeout was called, but it was. So Tennant will reset. 1-0 count. And her pitch called a strike. So ball and a strike.
Quick score update from what's going on across the ballpark. It's a 2-3 ball game.
Ooh. Who's
with
ahead?
Brandon Valley ahead of Sturgis.
Now another ball coming out on to the field as Danica Brown goes over and gets rid of it off the field, and she gets back to her position. So, yeah, I'm sorry, Brandon Valley leading?
Yep.
Okay, now a quick ground ball over to second. Scoop throw over to Fireisen at first. There's the out.
Shot out towards center for leadoff hitter Kinley Sheridan. Back to the top of the lineup for O'Gorman. She's now 2 for 4 on the day. We're going to go to Veda Ellerbush, freshman. Chops that one fouled. Ellerbush is 2 for 3 on the day. He's helped lead the way for the O'Gorman Knights in this contest. And thank another one of our sports sponsors, including Fisher's Sand and Gravel and Wolf's Plumbing and Heating, for bringing us high school softball on KDSJ-TV. Here's a shot, clear out towards center. Does it have the distance? No, it does not. And there to make the catch, center fielder again, Maya Hiding.
She just keeps getting better. She's a little bit earlier in the season, there was a couple balls maybe she should have had at times on fly balls, and probably was a little disgusted with herself. But lately here, it's tough sometimes when you have that fence looming out there. Now we had a shot over to right, and it's Caitlin Lyon that was able to track that one down. And no, of course, I missed that one as I was watching the replay of the previous play. So 2 excellent plays in the outfield by the Spearfish outfielders to get them out of the inning. And the outfield play is coming around for them, so that's good news. But we head to the bottom of the 5th as O'Gorman's out. Spartans don't have many chances left to get something going offensively. We'll see if they can do it right after this on KDSJ-TV.
Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine is everywhere you need us to be. On the sidelines, supporting our local athletes, at our clinic locations throughout the region, and at our Ortho Express walk-in clinic when you don't have time to wait. We're here when you need us, working as a team to make your comeback stronger than ever. Getting stronger, getting better, getting you back to your best self. The life of an athlete has its uncertainties, wins and losses, injury and recovery. In the Black Hills area, athletes can always count on Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, here for whatever moves you.
Bottom of the 5th inning, Spearfish, some work to do. Caitlin Lyon, who just made a play moments ago. Leadoff hitter for Spearfish.
I apologize for missing that one. Great catch by Lyon there. She was a line drive to her, and she had to almost snow cone that one. Had it right in the top of her glove. You could see the ball kind of soared towards the top of her glove. Hung on to it.
Swings and misses. This is Koenig's 5th inning of action, and for the 8th grader, she's been pretty impressive today versus Spearfish.
5 hits on the board for the Spartans, but only 2 runs.
The rest of the defense for O'Gorman has helped her out. Now here's a shot out towards center. I don't think it's going to have the distance. It does not, and that's going to be out number 1 for the Spartans.
Center fielder for O'Gorman barely having to move much for that one.
Sheridan there making the defensive play.
She just takes a couple steps to her right, makes the catch.
So that's going to bring back up Liv Johnson, who's still trying to find her rhythm. Here's a shot out toward left, and that's going to hit against the back fence. Johnson heading to second, and it's going to be safe.
So Johnson gets a couple of bases out of that one as the base pops off. She is able to get a little mustard behind that one.
This is, I think, the first or second hit for Liv Johnson this entire week.
Yeah, she kind of cooled down a little bit there, but that one stung and just over the head of the left fielder and didn't miss a home run, but actually by too much. Now there's one down the line, momentarily bobbled, and no play by the third baseman there. It came right to her down the line. The hit by Emmy Johnson, so back-to-back hits. And there, missed that one too. Everything's coming too fast, too furious for me.
Yeah, it's kind of just picked.
Spartans trying to get the bats going here. Now there's one down the line, but it is a foul ball.
This is the 8th grader for Spearfish.
Venora Carlson.
Mm-hmm. I get her and Skylar Wiesman mixed up sometimes. Carlson starts off the foul.
Now pitch missed.
With the Johnson twins sitting at first and second, respectively. A lot of work to be done for Spearfish, trailing by 8 here at the bottom of the 5th inning. Here's a shot that goes right by shortstop, and that's going to load the bases. Nope, we're sliding it into home and getting the score. Now going over to third is Johnson.
Wow, that one was close. Not sure. Must have somehow slid in as we take a look at the replay there.
It's going to be a 1-run RBI double or single, and then advance the base for
Here's the
Spearfish. Let's see if this is a better angle.
So we'll see the throw down to third. And I don't know if she must have slid in around the tag or something. We can't see from that angle, but the throw clearly got there ahead of time. Just a question of where the tag was tried and all that. The umpire had a pretty good angle on it. So now second and third and one out. Here's Skylar Wiesman, senior.
Spearfish now trailing by 7 after that shot. Now here's another shot out toward right. It's going to score another run for Spearfish. Coming home. And circling the bases is Spearfish. And now a 2-run RBI double for Skylar Wiesman.
Wiesman, again, not waiting long to figure out where to swing the bat as the Spartans are jumping on Koenig all of a sudden. I was wondering if that would happen, if they would get a few cracks at it, you know, and kind of get comfortable with the way she was pitching and kind of start to figure some things out. So 10-5 the score now, and looks like the Knights are going to switch it up here.
They're going to bring on number 7, and that is Claire
Kuntz. Also an 8th grader. So 2 8th grade pitchers here today. Looks like maybe she's got some more. We'll see what it's tough to tell from warm-ups, but if she's got more straightforward speed or a lot of change-up type stuff we saw from Koenig, the Spartans had trouble with, and they kind of started to figure it out. So 10-5. New pitcher coming for O'Gorman. We'll take a 30-second break. We'll be back in Spearfish after this.
It's not one, but 2 great locations in Spearfish to gas up and get what you need on the go. Exit 8 and Exit 14 Speedy Marts offer everything you need so you can get in and get out and get back on the road. Find your favorite snacks and a cold drink, or maybe something fresh from the kitchen or in the cold case. It's all homemade right here. And Exit 8 and Exit 14 offers top-tier fuels from Phillips 66, so you get the most from your transportation. Exit 8 and 14 Speedy Marts in Spearfish. Right off the road, right on the money.
So new pitcher in there for the O'Gorman Knights.
Spearfish adding 3 runs here at the bottom of the 5th inning, still just 1 out. And now into the circle comes Claire Kuntz.
And Amy Rod Couture.
Another 8th grader for O'Gorman. And Rod Couture swings and misses with the first pitch from Kuntz.
So 1 out on the board. Wiesman at second.
Skylar Wiesman had that 2-run RBI double moments ago. Now Rod Couture hit toward short, who cannot control it. Skylar Wiesman advances over to third, and we got runners in the corners for Spearfish.
Yep, pretty well hit off the bat of Rod Couture. And we'll see the shortstop there get in front of it, try to backhand it, and it got through her glove and then off her foot and into left field. So Wiesman stays put at third as the left fielder came up with it pretty quick-like. Now here's Danica Brown, whose bat has come alive.
She had a home run earlier today. Spearfish trailing by 5. Swing and a miss for strike 1 for Danica Brown.
First and third, Rod Couture, I'm guessing after being tagged out the last time on bases, is probably going to stay put there at first unless it's a sure thing.
0-1 count.
And a little high.
It's the first ball for Danica.
So the Spartans threatening here, trying to make this thing a little bit closer. And a swing and a miss by Brown.
Brings up strike 2. Tennant and Hiding to follow for Spearfish in the order. 1-2 count to Danica Brown. High
left that one up.
ball 2. Still just 1 out for Spearfish. Forgot to put that on the Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard. 2-2 count for Danica Brown with runners in the corners. Spearfish with 3 runs so far this inning. And Brown swung at it. And Rod Couture went for second and did not get there.
I guess I'm a little confused by that. I'm surprised she went on that pitch and tried to get down to second. But yep, an out. And that is going to be a strike him out, throw him out. So the Spartans get some runs on the board. 10-5 the score as O'Gorman leads. We head to now the top of the 6th. Only a couple more chances for the Spartans at bat in this last regular season game of the season at the Keating Sportsplex. And Spearfish, we're back after this on KDSJ-TV.
For over 20 years, there's been a better alternative for car repair in Spearfish and the Northern Black Hills. It's Auto Doctor, with their 2 ASC certified mechanics who each have over 40 years of experience and their state-of-the-art facility. They'll treat your vehicle like it's theirs. From mechanical repairs, brakes, alignments, tires, AC work, and more, Auto Doctor also provides advanced diagnostics. From Audis to Volkswagens, if your car is ill, we're the pill. Auto Doctor off Exit 14 Heritage Drive, Spearfish.
So after a strikeout and a tag out from O'Gorman to end the inning for the Knights on defense, 3 runs put up by Spearfish at the bottom of the 5th. Score is now 10-5, and Taylor Tennant back in the circle, and she's going to face Ryan Winterboer with the leadoff hitter. Winterboer puts the bat into it, doesn't have the distance. Right there, center fielder Maya Hiding making another play.
Maya Hiding making a difference today as she's been there. So has Caitlin Lyon out and right, been making a difference as well, as they've recorded some outs today that haven't been necessarily the easiest. And that's what you need from your outfield.
Here's Lucy Capel now. After a high and outside ball thrown by Tennant for ball 1. Spearfish running out of opportunities on offense, need to be strong on defense. Another high ball thrown by Tennant for ball 2. Capel is 2 for 3 on the day. She'll be followed up by Jones and Hermans.
And if game changer is true, Sturgis still leading Brandon Valley 3-2, top of 4th.
High and outside, ball 3 for Capel. Tennant now up to 20 pitches. Outside, ball 4.
So base runner there by the O'Gorman Knights here with 1 out in the inning.
Here comes Maddie Jones.
And we're going to
have 1 hit, 1 for 3. We got a base runner for O'Gorman as number 2, Sonia Deckert, sophomore, will be a courtesy runner for the Knights.
And now instantly the runner going down to second, easily stealed. You can see the speed there of Deckert.
Liv Johnson lost that ball. So now Deckert at second. And a 1-0 count to Maddie Jones. Jones hit towards the pitcher, and Fireheisen not able to make the catch. It's going to go as an error, and that's going to score 1 run for O'Gorman.
Not sure what happened there. It looked like the throw might have been there. Just a missed catch over at first rather, as it got by. And those types of errors again lead to runs. And so there is another run on the board. It's 11-5 now, as the pitch goes to the backstop now. And the runner advances to second.
And that's going to make Belle Lupkin call a timeout for the Spartans. KDSJ Sports, we'll be back in action in June, and we'll have post 164 baseball throughout the summer on KDSJ Sports. Spearfish, believe, hosting Sturgis post 33 Titans at Black Hills Energy Stadium on the 3rd of June. I believe will be the first KDSJ Sports baseball sports broadcast.
Okay, for the Legion season. As we switch from high school to Legion, we were mentioning the Class A high school state tournament going on right now to wrap up that high school season. And of course, Spearfish and Sturgis in particular don't start their Legion seasons until after the high school season's over. There's a strike.
1-1 count with 1 out. O'Gorman adding 1 run onto their lead here at the top of 6. Maddie Jones sitting at second. And Allie Hermsen now looks at a 3-1 count. Three-one count to Hermsen, and that's going to be ball 4.
So the walk, again, getting another base runner aboard for the O'Gorman Knights. They have first and second now with 1 out.
It's going to bring up Zoe Babke. 1 for 2 on the day so far. Ball is low for ball 1, thrown by Tennant. Wonder after Tennant if we would see Emily Johnson step into the circle, or do we see Sitzman again?
That's a good question. I don't know. We'll see here if Tennant, if she can't keep from walking them, what Belle Lupkin elects to do, as their team finally kind of crawled back into the game a little bit here. Saw some better hitting going on in the previous inning. And now we've got a ball that gets by Wiesman down at third, and that's going to wave in another run. Wiesman couldn't quite get the glove down in time, and it skipped over into left field.
So that adds 1 more run onto O'Gorman's lead. Now leading again by 7, score of 12-5 on the Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard.
See this one here. It was hit pretty hard, and Wiesman couldn't quite get it over there. And so now we're going to have a hit over into right field, and that is going to score another run for the O'Gorman Knights.
So the hitting starting to come alive now for the Knights. After Spearfish put on 3 runs at the bottom of the 5th, O'Gorman with 4 runs at the top of the 6th to respond. And that will make a conference at around second base for the Spearfish Lady Spartans.
It is, and it looks like it's going to be Emmy coming back in from left field to step back into the circle for Taylor Tennant. So Emmy Johnson answers your question. Who would the Spartans go to if they take Tennant out? And it's Emmy. So she'll throw some warm-up pitches, and we'll try to warm up after this game because it's starting to get a little chilly.
It is. That wind's starting to bite a little bit more.
14-5 now. O'Gorman back up by 9. We're back after this on KDSJ-TV.
The Goldust Casino invites you to try the new menu items now being offered at Maverick Steak and Cocktails. Watch the action as you dine inside the Goldust Casino with tables overlooking the gaming floor. Enjoy over 210 of the newest slot machines and table games in Deadwood. And use your club card for great discounts at the 2 hotels right in the middle of the action. Get reservations today by calling 605-559-1400 or visiting goldustdeadwood.com.
If it could be imagined.
As Emmy Johnson warms back up for Spearfish in the pitcher circle in relief of Taylor Tennant. O'Gorman answering Spearfish's 3-run bottom of the 5th inning with a 4-run top of the 6th to extend their lead back up to 9, 14-5 on the Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard.
And it's 3-3 now. Sturgis and Brandon Valley in the top of the 4th inning. Bases loaded. And now we got a swing and a pop-up in the infield, and it's going to be Brown that catches it behind second. It was right behind second. Carlson and Brown kind of met behind second base, and the out was recorded second out of the inning.
That could have been very bad as both short and second coming together, and I think the height advantage from Brown won that contest.
Maybe, huh?
So that takes us to the second hitter in the rotation, Veda Ellerbush.
Another 9th grader. And now the score 5-3, Brandon Valley taking the lead in the top of the 4th over Sturgis. Good stop by Johnson.
Emmy Johnson again back in the circle. She started this game, was then relieved by Taylor Tennant. Now she is relieving Taylor Tennant.
There's a ground ball slowly over to first, and Fireeisen steps on first for the 3rd out of the inning. So finally over, but again striking back with 4 more runs in that top of the 6th inning are the Sioux Falls O'Gorman Knights, leading by 9 once again. Spearfish got to get the bats going. Here they've got the 6th inning and the 7th. That's it. Take a break. Be back on KDSJ-TV's coverage of South Dakota High School softball.
You see them everywhere. That's because Heinzerling Concrete of Spearfish is the most trusted name for everything from driveways, sidewalks, decorative stamp patios, and of course, foundations. Heinzerling Concrete is proud to support the activities that help our area youth build their foundation for future success. Whatever the job, Heinzerling Concrete is the name you can trust. Google Heinzerling Concrete in Spearfish or call 210-2320.
Beef Logic Inc. is proud to sponsor South Dakota's high school and collegiate athletes this season as they work alongside their partners at the South Dakota Beef Industry Council to deliver the Build Your Base sports nutrition program at local high schools and colleges around the state and the country. Are you looking for a simple, easy-to-follow program that can help you and your family optimize performance both on and off the field of play? Check out buildyourbase.org and learn why beef continues to be the premier protein for athletic performance and recovery.
Wenzel, leadoff hitter for Spearfish, able to reach first base.
Reaches on an error. Slow roller head out to short, and just a little trouble handling that one. And any way you can, get on base. And here comes Maya hiding.
Spearfish again down by 9 and running out of chances to do much damage. They added 3 runs at the bottom of the 5th inning. Saw 4 runs at the top of the 6th by O'Gorman. Now let's see if Spearfish can dig right back into that lead. Hiding again has made a few plays on defense. And now stares at 2 balls as this is the 2nd inning of action for Kuntz and the Sioux Falls O'Gorman Lady Knights.
Claire Kuntz, different follow-through on her pitches. Almost looks like she's just handing the ball over. Well, quick throw down to first as getting back in time is Jaden Wenzel there. She had to get dirty in the process.
So now 3-0 to Hiding. Has not yet touched the ball with the bat. It's going to be low for ball 4, and now base runners advance a base as Hiding over to first. Wenzel will stroll on over to second.
Now Lyon coming to bat, and then you got the top of the order. So the Spartans getting the base runners on that they need.
High for ball 1. No outs yet for Spearfish here at the bottom of the 6th.
Another high pitch.
Makes it ball 2.
Standing here getting colder, thinking about all the reasons not to mow my grass when I get home.
I was honestly thinking that exact same thing because I also have to mow my grass.
Before the monsoon sets in this weekend, if it's supposed to do
If we don't do it now, we're probably not going to be able to till about Tuesday.
I know I'm going to have to hire somebody to come in and do it.
Yeah, might as well just put up hay.
And now another ball. So 8 straight balls there, was it not?
Yeah. No, you're correct.
So the Spartans getting their base runners, and right back to the top of the order they go, and here comes Liv Johnson. So she's got an opportunity to make a heck of a dent in that lead. So, and there's a ball fumbled a bit by the shortstop. The out at second, I think, is recorded. Yep.
So that does score 1 run. Gets the first out at second base from Liv Johnson.
You can see it come right at you as wasn't quite gloved cleanly, but stopped and then flipped to second for the out.
That's going to bring up Emmy Johnson.
First and third now with 1 out. And a little bit high for a ball. Now the quick throw down to second, but I think in time, yep, is, who is that?
That's Liv.
That is Liv, okay.
Spearfish has not been fortunate when it comes to stealing bases this contest.
No, there's been some catches on the now. A fair ball, it gets off the helmet of Maya Hiding. She scores. They were trying to come home to get her, and it hit her in the helmet when they threw to home. That's why you wear the helmet, even on the base pass.
That's why.
Doink.
Donk.
Right off the helmet. And that stuns you, but she just kept coming and scored. And so the Spartans able to get a run there and now make it 14-6, or is it 7?
Should be 7, I do believe. 14-7 with runners on
first. Well, we'll see. Everybody came off the base. Looks like we're trying another pitcher again for the Sioux Falls O'Gorman Knights.
It's going to be Mary Cook, the senior. So we go from 2 8th graders to a senior to try to close things out for O'Gorman. As Cook warms up, we will take a break and get rickrolled. Bottom of the 6th inning, 14-7 as Cook warms up for the O'Gorman Knights. We're back in 30 seconds for the rest of this contest on KDSJ-TV.
Eaton Construction in Belle Fourche specializes in site development for your next commercial project. Size is no issue. Earth moving for grading on any level. Utility installation for single projects or entire subdivisions. Whatever the project, Eaton Construction has it handled. Gravel hauling. Construction of roads from scratch and down to basements. You know who you need for the job. Eaton Construction. Call 605-210-2223 today. That's 605-210-2223.
Mary Cook, the senior, trying to save the day for O'Gorman and hold on to now a 7-run lead. Spearfish with 2 runs added here at the bottom of the 6th inning with just 1 out. And now Mary Cook will face Venora Carlson with Liv Johnson, Emmy Johnson sitting at third and 2nd. The senior Cook, first pitch is going to be chopped and fouled.
And you get one up in the jet stream now. We're getting to be about the same wind speed we had yesterday. That aided some balls that were hit to left. Kind of pushed them out of here. That one high and outside.
You can definitely tell the difference in speeds between the 2 8th graders, and now you see a senior.
Yep.
1-1 count to Carlson. Runners on 2nd and 3rd with 1 out. Spearfish trailing by 7 here at the bottom of the 6th inning.
Now that one inside.
Skylar Wiesman to follow, barring a double play or anything like that.
Anything crazy.
2-1 to Carlson.
And a swing and a foul back.
Tying up the count at 2 apiece. Two to Carlson, 1 out. Runners on 3rd and 2nd. Those are the Johnson twins.
Base hit would probably easily score both of them.
Cook with the windup. Low for ball 3. The wind has certainly made its return.
It has.
Full count, 1 out. Here's the windup. And it's going to be nailed over toward first. Going to be the first out. Throw to home is not going to be there, and that's going to score 1 run. Here's Emmy Johnson for the 2nd run scored. So a ground out scores 2 more for Spearfish, and now they only trail by 5.
Yep, that's about as good as a ground out can do for you. If there's the out at first in the throw home, not in time, and then that ball gets away, and that allows both Johnson twins to score as the Spartans get a couple on the board. Best you can hope for in a ground out to first is to score 2 runs, I would say. So chopping that lead down are the Spartans.
Now with the bases empty, Wiesman pops that one and lands in almost in the mud puddle of the next softball diamond. Foul ball number 1 for Skylar Wiesman, who is 2 for 3 this contest.
It looks at the Keating Resources Sportsplex like it rained 2 inches on one field and a ½ inch on the other. There's a big pool of water behind us on one of the fields, and the field that we're playing on here, of course, looks great shape.
Oh yeah, it looked really good after last night's thunderstorm. 1-1 count, high for ball 2 for Skylar Wiesman.
Getting nobody on, 2 out. So the Spartans want to try to start the process over again, get somebody on base, and try to inch a little closer.
2 outs. Wiesman chops that one to the back fence, tying up the count at 2 apiece. Again, deuce is wild on the scoreboard. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Spearfish with 4 runs this inning. They still trail by 5 and only 4 more outs to work with. Beastman high back towards right and doesn't quite have the momentum on it. Right field there, Maddie Jones able to make the play for O'Gorman, and Spearfish, they dug into the lead. Now they need to play some strong defense in order to give themselves a chance here and in the 7th inning. We've completed 6, 14-9 on the Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard, and we'll head to the top of the 7th. O'Gorman up next to bat on KDSJ-TV.
You just got a quote from a company and are now being billed for not choosing them. Many contracts have what's referred to as a contingency agreement. These typically state that if you don't go with them, you, after insurance has approved the repair work, will be charged a percentage of the job they quoted. Ask up front if they charge to provide an estimate. Never sign anything that you haven't fully read or understand. If you have any questions, reach out to the South Dakota Office of Attorney General's Consumer Protection Division at 800-300-1986.
Vehicles today are complicated and expensive. The professionals at Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram in Spearfish are here to guide you through everything automotive. From cars, trucks, and SUVs to parts and repairs, Junix takes the confusion out of automobile ownership. Enjoy the ride with Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram. Family owned since 1931 on West Jackson in Spearfish.
Top the 7th inning in Spearfish. The last regular season game for both O'Gorman and the Lady Spartans. Mary Cook lead things off against Emmy Johnson and starts off with now 3 balls and no strikes.
Or at least 2. Anyway.
Or at least 2 maybe, possibly.
It's a foul ball.
There's 2 balls. Now that was first
foul ball. Yep.
Quote-unquote strike of the count.
And 9-3, Brandon Valley now leading Sturgis, bottom of the 4th. 2 out, runner on first for Sturgis. So Brandon Valley opening up a bit of a lead on the Scoopers.
Swing and miss for strike 2 for Cook. After getting ahead of the count 2-0, Johnson's battled back, tying up the count at 2 apiece. Emmy Johnson back in the circle. Here's a shot out toward right, and that's going to be a base hit for Mary Cook.
Yep, in between third and short, sharply hit. As Johnson came back with the pitch, got a little bit too much of the strike zone there, and Johnson definitely ready for it.
As Cook will be replaced on the bases by Ava Donlan, outfielder, 10th grader. Bring back out Ryan Winterbauer. Swing and a miss for strike 1.
See, those are competitive pitches there that Emmy's throwing. Some of those that a little bit deceiving down in the bottom part of the zone. You just can't give up that. Now there's a bunt, and that's a good one. Oh, boy. And that's an out. Now the throw to third, not in time. That was a good bunt, right?
Yeah,
right down.
Just died.
Yeah, and that's what you want to do. You want to almost imagine when you make that bunt that you drop it down with you pull the bat back as it makes contact with the ball and it just kills the ball.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want it to pop off the bat. So it just died in a really good bunt.
So 1 out, record for O'Gorman, but the 15th run for the Knights sitting at third.
And Spartans, to their credit, at least able to get an out there. So
that's going to bring up Winterbauer.
And now a couple of balls, 2-0.
Oh, excuse me, this is Lucy Capel, who leads the count 2-0.
And now the throw down to third as Wiesman able to corral that one.
3-0 count. Now to Capel, who is 2 for 3 on the day.
At this point, you don't want to airmail one into left field. At least make them earn the run. And that one a little bit low. So the walk now, it's 1st and 3rd with 1 out.
Runners in the corners. Again, Johnson started this contest, was then replaced by Taylor Tennant, who then was replaced by Emmy Johnson. As another courtesy runner, Sonia Deckert.
Deckert's got some speed. The last time we saw her take off, I'm pretty sure we'll see that again here to try to. Yep, and the perfect pitch to do it, too. It was in the dirt, and there was no way Johnson was going to come up with that one to try and throw her out. So Deckert easily down to 2nd.
As Maddie Jones showed bunt the entire way. High and outside for ball 1. Oh, excuse me, ball 2. Still 1 out for Spearfish. Runners at 2nd and 3rd. Here's a foul ball that's lifted out of the ballpark. Making it now 2-1 for Maddie Jones. Two-one count. Johnson high for ball 3.
Spartans in danger of loading the bases here with just 1 out. And if that's the case, I think they'll pull up their middle infielders then to try to cut down a run at home if this ends up being a walk. No, it's not going to be a walk. It's instead a hit over into right center field. And that's easily going to score 2 as the throw comes into 2nd. So 2 more on the board.
Donlin and Deckert both circle the bases and make it home, and that's exactly what Spearfish did not need. As a shot out toward right center field by Maddie Jones, able to score 2, and the lead is back out to 7.
It is indeed. So whatever Spearfish has been able to make up, O'Gorman has been answering back with.
So that will bring up number 30, Allie Hermsen. The runner on first, still 1 out.
And a good stop by Johnson there.
3-0 count to Hermsen now. Here's the pitch, low, and that's going to be...
Must have been ball 3 there.
That must be ball 3 then.
Yep, scoreboard a little off, but 3-0 the count. And
that's
just the ball.
High for ball 4. Just 1 out for Spearfish, but saw 2 runs put on the board by O'Gorman here at the top of the 7th inning. Bathke back up to bat for the Knights. She is 1 for 3. And pops that one high and caught by Abby Fireeisen at first base for out number 2.
Fireeisen comes in, had the eye to the sky on that one, made that catch. So again, one to help your pitcher out. To get the easy one there with the no real danger of base runners advancing.
So after Bathke, it's going to be the bottom of the batting order, Ellie Van Wine.
And now the ball gets away, but Johnson runs it down and keeps the runners at their bases.
I want to thank our friends at Eaton Construction and Tropical Smoothie Cafe for sponsoring KDSJ's broadcast of high school softball. It's another ball that's in the dirt, but Liv Johnson able to control it. 2 balls, no strikes. Van Wine is 2 for 4. on the afternoon. Now here's a shot straight toward Johnson. Throw to Fire Eisen at first is good, and Spearfish gets out of the inning, but not after allowing 2 runs at the bottom of the 7th inning. They got to score 7 to at least extend this contest at the bottom of the 7th inning. One more half inning to go before we possibly close this one out for high school softball on KDSJ Sports. Spearfish up to bat next.
No matter what life throws in your direction, Dana Dental Arts and Spearfish reminds you to make you and your family's dental health a top priority. Putting off small problems now can lead to big ones later. We are small enough to feel like family, but big enough to bring you the latest technology. Before your lives get too hectic with school, sports, and other extracurricular activities, schedule a comprehensive exam now. We love our patients. Celebrating 50 years of dentistry in Spearfish.
Let our family care for your family.
Whether you've lived here for years or if you're new to town, everyone wants to know the best place to buy a quality pre-owned car, truck, and SUV, or where to go to have.
It's the 7th and final inning, possibly. Amy Rod-Couture here to help lead the comeback for Spearfish. They need to score 7 runs here at the bottom of the 7th inning to extend this contest into extra innings.
Yep, Rod-Couture trying to see what she can do to get some base runners. And she pops one foul and out of play. As the sun makes an appearance, a rare appearance here today. It's been mostly an overcast day. Earlier it was overcast, but it wasn't too cold.
No, the wind, I mean, it was cool, but it was a nice, comfortable cool.
Yeah.
Now it's a chilly cool.
Yeah, and it's a little more damp. Oh, called a strike on that one. That one seemed a little low, but called a strike. So Amy Rod-Couture looking at a ball and 2 strikes now.
Again, Mary Cook, 3rd pitcher we've seen for Gorman this afternoon. The senior trying to shut the door on Spearfish.
And there's strike 3. That one right in there, and Couture let that one go, and so now it's going to be Danica Brown.
Brown had a home run earlier in this contest.
The wind out of the southeast now, very damp, supposed to blow in some wet weather over the weekend. And that is a soft pop-up and easily caught in the circle for out number 2. Down to the last out are the Spartans.
It's going to come down to Jaden Wetzel, the left fielder.
As a senior, her last regular season game. It's a ball.
And Spearfish coming into today was in that 16th spot for the Sodak 16.
I don't know how that's going to shake out because there's a pitch high and outside. Spearfish above Aberdeen Central, and they beat Aberdeen Central, but then Aberdeen Central, I believe, beat O'Gorman.
Correct. So I have no idea how that's going to work.
So how the power points fall. And, of course, you do get a better point showing for if you lose to a team that's in front of you than you do to losing to a team that's behind
you. Yes.
So, yeah, so how's it all going to figure out?
You also wonder where Yankton plays into all this, too, because Spearfish beat Yankton earlier this year as
right,
well.
Right, beat Yankton. But I think Yankton's got, there's a strike, got a couple of wins.
Mm-hmm.
See if I can pull that up.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Spearfish down to their last strike and their last out.
Yankton in at 13.
Swing and a miss, strike 3, and that will put the wraps on the regular season for Spearfish.
It will, and the Spartans just couldn't quite find the answer to the pitching of Koenig earlier, and then when they finally did, it was a little too late, a little too deep into the game, and found themselves down a little too far. They put 9 on the board, but still lose 16-9 in their regular season finale here at the Keating Resources Sportsplex. 16-9 the final. O'Gorman winning it. We'll take a 2-minute timeout. We'll be back. We'll wrap up the regular season and the first season of South Dakota High School softball on KDSJ-TV.
Whatever the weather, Wolf's Plumbing and Heating keeps you in the comfort zone with expert heating and air conditioning repair or replacement from American Standard Mitsubishi. For over 70 years, Wolf's Plumbing and Heating has delivered quality service to the Northern Hills and Northeast Wyoming. When you need timely, expert service for heating, cooling, or plumbing, call 605-642-5755 or search Wolf's Plumbing and Heating and stay in the comfort zone.
Fisher Sand and Gravel of Spearfish supports community and school athletics. Plus, they support community development with services in and around the Black Hills. Fisher is an aggregate company headquartered in Spearfish with 2 local commercial quarries in Beulah and Newcastle, Wyoming. They sell all sizes of aggregates for commercial and individual projects from a pickup load to thousands of tons. Whatever you need, Fisher Sand and Gravel, proud supporter of all community, college, and high school athletics. Good luck to all teams and athletes competing in today's game.
For nearly 50 years, Low Roofing Incorporated has been the trusted name in commercial roofing across western South Dakota and eastern Wyoming. Family owned and operated since 1975, they bring quality craftsmanship and reliable service to every project, big or small. From repairs to new installations, Low Roofing Incorporated covers it all. Protect your business with the experts who care and products that last. Call 1-800-658-4543. Low Roofing Incorporated, building a legacy of trust, one roof at a time.
This year marks the 50th anniversary of Pillin Optical. Since 1974, Pillin has dedicated its business to serving the community with quality eye care at a great price. The inventory has grown, giving you the widest selection of frames while maintaining the best prices for your family eye care needs. Your family is special, and Pillin Optical wants you to enjoy every minute clearly with them. After all, at Pillin Optical, quality eye care and customer service is the most important thing next to your sight. Pillin Optical, family owned for 50 years, 409 Kansas City Street.
Final score on the Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard is 16-9. O'Gorman closing out the regular season on Spearfish as they will end their season at a 6-10 record. Spearfish drops to 2-14. Clayson Davis and Paul James in the Monument Health Orthopedic and Sports Medicine broadcast booth, as we've been throughout the entire softball season. Well, as Paul's been through the entire softball season, and I've been here most of the time. But Spearfish losing to O'Gorman 16-9. Lucy Capel drove in 4 runs on 2 hits to lead O'Gorman past Spearfish. Capel hit a home run to left field in the 4th inning, scoring 3 runs, and then singled in the 3rd inning, scoring 1 run. O'Gorman collected 14 hits, and Spearfish had a total of 8 in this high-scoring affair. O'Gorman took the lead in the 1st inning after Mary Cook soloed a home run to left field. Danica Brown then homered to center field, which Spearfish tied the game at the bottom of the 2nd inning. At the top of the 3rd, O'Gorman broke the tie when Capel singled, scoring a run. Then a single by Maddie Jones extended the lead to 3-1. 7 more O'Gorman Knights runs crossed the plate in the 4th inning to extend the lead 10-1. Kinsley Sheridan doubled, scoring 2 runs. Veda Ellerbush singled, scoring 2 runs. And Capel homered to left field, scoring 3 runs. Cook earned the win for the O'Gorman Knights. The pitcher surrendered 0 hits in 0 runs over 1 2/3 innings, striking out 2 and walking none. We also saw pitching performances from Claire Kuntz and Kenzie Koenig. 2 8th graders. Koenig stepped in the circle first. The starter gave up 8 hits and 5 runs, 4 earned over 4 1/3 inning, striking out 1 and walking none. Claire Kuntz appeared in relief for the O'Gorman Knights as well. Again, O'Gorman had 14 hits in the game. Skylar Wiesman and Brown each collected 2 hits for the Spartans. Wiesman and Venora Carlson were the 1-2 punch in the lineup, each driving in 2 runs for the Spearfish Spartans. Paul, your thoughts?
Well, that's puts the cap on the season for the Spartans. They now have to wait and see what happens with the final standings to see if they will be playing on Tuesday in the SODAC 16. And, of course, if they do, that is Tuesday, so that needs to be figured out pretty quick like this weekend once all the games are in. And that information will be gotten out. I'm sure you'll have that tomorrow morning on KDSJ Sports. And then it's Memorial Day Monday, and then right back at it on Tuesday. And there you go.
It's time to name our Superior Performer for this matchup. Being brought to you by Superior Auto Solutions in Spearfish. Call 605-642-9111 or see their inventory online at superiorsd.com. And it's going to go to Maya Hiding, our Superior Performer for this contest. The center fielder had a lot of plays defensively where she earned her stripes in the effort today for Spearfish. Even had one catch against the back of the wall that stole a home run from O'Gorman that really solidified her spot as the Superior Performer for this contest. And Maya Hiding, our Superior Performer, being brought to you by Superior Auto Solutions. You can go and vote for your favorite April Performer of the Month on our website at KDSJ-980.com. And you can also vote for Maya in June when the May voting comes out. Of course, the winner will have $100 donated to the school's athletic fund.
All righty.
Before we head off, do we have a score update on that Brandon Valley Sturgis contest?
Yes, 15-4. They are in the bottom of the 5th. Sturgis has to get it below 10 to keep that game going. Brandon Valley up by 11 right now. 1 out, bottom of the 5th, Sturgis batting.
Fair enough. Well, Paul, it's been fun. Thanks for doing high school softball with us this spring.
There we go. Got another sport in the books, and now it's Legion Baseball this summer.
Exactly. We'll be back in action the 3rd of June when Spearfish Post 164 will host Post 33 Sturgis, and that will be our next broadcast. Anyways, we're cold. We got to pack up, and we got a Memorial Day weekend to celebrate. You guys as well. Thank you for joining us on KDSJ-TV on YouTube and on Facebook. Of course, subscribe to KDSJ-TV on YouTube so you can watch all of these contests from baseball and spring softball. You can also stay updated on Post 164 baseball on our KDSJ YouTube page and also on Facebook at Black Hills Gold Hits KDSJ. Anyways, for Paul James, I'm Clayson Davis signing off. We'll see you guys in the summer with Post 164.